What's up, sports bettors? We have 9 MLB games tomorrow, 9, and I'm going to be giving you my best early bet. I'm sure I'll have more. So let's go ahead, let's dive into it. Taking a look at the OddsJam Positive Expected Value betting tool. So again, what this tool is going to show you is just data-driven sports bets. There's no fluff, there's no BS, it's all data. So for example, the first bet we see available for tomorrow in the MLB, there's some random tennis play, but the first MLB bet is the Twins minus half of a run. You look for the bet in bold with a circle around it. That is the sharp, profitable bet you want to be on. So we can see it's on the bottom row, 3.39% profit margin. We scroll along the bottom and we see Twins minus half of a run at plus 118 odds on FanDuel. So the sharpest bookmaker is only giving us plus 104, and the true odds are plus 111. So we're getting pretty good value, and there's very low market width. So we can kind of discuss all these things, right? When the sharpest bookmaker has very tight market width, that means that Pinnacle, they're very confident in their lines, right? They're only baking 15 cents of juice or VIG into their market, which means you should be very confident as a sports bettor in taking a line discrepancy like plus 118. Right? And this is a very clearly data-driven bet, right? Twins minus half on the run line. DraftKings is only giving us plus 100 on this. So we're getting 18 cents of improvement from DraftKings and 14 cents of improvement from Pinnacle. So if we actually go ahead, what we can do is go to a zero VIG odds calculator. And essentially, this is how sportsbooks work, right? If you want to figure out what DraftKings thinks is the true price for a bet with no VIG, you just put in their market. So they have the Guardians plus half of a run at minus 120, right? Guardians first half run line plus half of a run is minus 120, and then the Twins is going to be plus 100 for minus half of a run on the first half run line, right? That's DraftKings market. So essentially the fair price on DraftKings from that DraftKings model is implying is that the true odds are going to be plus 109 once you remove the VIG for Twins minus half of a run, right? And the true odds for Guardians plus half of a run is going to be minus 109, right? That's the zero VIG, zero hold market, or that would be called the fair odds or the true odds for both wagers, right? You're just removing the VIG, removing the spread, the juice, whatever you want to call it, from the sportsbook's market to get an indication of what are the true odds for this bet. And we can see plus 109 is the true odds. And we're getting on FanDuel plus 118, which is a lot of value. So plus 118 beats the true odds from DraftKings, which is plus 109. But more importantly, if we take the market from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, Pinnacle, and we put in their market, so they have minus 119, plus 104, so less VIG than DraftKings market, and we do the same thing, we remove the juice, remove the VIG, we can see that the true odds are plus 111, right? Which is exactly what we saw on the plus EV page, and we're getting, plus 118 on FanDuel. So we're beating the true odds from DraftKings and Pinnacle. This is how all the sharp sports bettors look for value and make money, right? Because all these sports books have different odds and different prices, you can essentially look at the betting market as a whole from sportsbook to sportsbook and look for spots with value that are clear, true pricing discrepancies, like we can see on FanDuel giving you way too good of odds on the Twins first half run line at plus 118. So I went ahead, I hit it, I locked it in, and this is a bet I'm all over. I'm a big fan of it, and hopefully you are too. So you can see my bet on the screen right here. We're on the Twins first half run line, 3.39% profit margin, right? And we have a $250 stake. So our bet has $8.48 in EV, right, in profit margin. You just take your edge as a sports bettor, you multiply it by your stake, and that shows you your profit margin quantified in dollars, $8.48. So again, the way this math kind of works is, essentially Pinnacle is saying our bet is 47.43% to win, right? Sports betting's random. So to get an indication of what's the fair win probability for my bet, we take the betting market, the odds on the sharpest sportsbook that's taking millions of dollars of bets, right? A very efficient betting market. We remove the VIG, remove the juice, and we see that the fair odds are plus 111. We're getting plus 118 on FanDuel, which is why this bet is profitable. And we're winning this bet 47.43% of the time. So 47.43% of the time, we're winning our bet at plus 118 odds. And we have a $250 stake, so $849 in profit margin. Small differences due to rounding. And then the EV was like 3.4%, right? Which you can see here, 3.39%, whatever, right? Slight differences due to rounding. So essentially, you're finding odds, like you want to place bets where you're getting, odds that are above the true price based on what very sharp sportsbooks like Pinnacle are implying. So here, looking at the betting market, it should be very clear that this is a true pricing discrepancy and a bet you want to be all over as a sports bettor. So I locked it in, and hopefully you're able to tail it. Let's make some money betting on the MLB.